oh, the first UFC gym ever is coming to Hawaii. And it was like, that's a lie. You know, the first UFC gym ever on Hawaii was my high school. You know, my motivation of first getting into the sport of mixed martial arts, or wasn't even mixed martial arts, was kickboxing, to be honest, was I didn't want to get beaten up in school. I trained. 3 days later, I had my first kickboxing fight, and I was telling everyone that I was going to be a K1 kickboxer, I remember. And then 2 years after that, I was graduating. And, you know, it was like the BJ Penn era. We saw how much he made. I was like, forget kickboxing. We need to get into mixed martial arts.
Fighting out of Wailea, Hawaii, Max Holloway.
You know, I remember coming through my UFC career with my coaches. He didn't have my manager's number at the time. My manager would come to us and tell us 3 names. And I would be like, I'd pick the hardest name. He's like, oh no, go ask your coach first. So I hang up the phone, wait 10 minutes, not call my coach, call him back and be like, oh yeah, we all agree on that guy. And then I'd go to my coach, I'd go to Ryan and be like, hey, this is who I'm gonna fight so-and-so. It's like, are they not giving you anybody else? Why are they giving you him? I was like, that's the only guy they said. I was one of the toughest fights, you know? To beat a guy, you gotta beat the guy, and that's one motto I live by.
And now, the undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world, Max BLESED Holloway.
It comes from being from Waianae. I grew up as a kid where we was taught to always have our guard up and always be reactive to negativity, you know. But actually when I grew up, I actually found that we boxed ourselves into that. And I always taught myself, like, no way, you know, I'm gonna work hard and show these other guys coming from the city where I'm from, and even if not from my city, even if any place, you know, if you're from anywhere and you feel like this, that if you work hard enough, you can get what you want. Training camp takes a toll. And it only take a toll on me, it takes a toll on my training partners, a toll on my coaches. It's terrible, but that's why I love them. I got some of the best guys in my corner, some of the best teams. I'm a jokester, I like joking around. They like seeing me lying and crawling on the ground and breathing hard and gasping for air, but that's what it is, you know. I remember growing up, you know, I wasn't poor in a sense. I always had hot food, hot water, a roof over my head, so I can't complain. Giving myself, my wife, my kid, a life that I wanted, you know, as a kid, and that's the #1 motivation. My family, man, they could, I think nothing can trump it, you know. As long as they're in my corner, I'm gonna just keep going. Right now, I'm training for UFC 308. I'm fighting Ilia Topuria for the undisputed UFC featherweight championship of the world, and there's a lot of naysayer. This guy's too strong, this guy's too big, this guy's too fast. He's a younger generation and blah, blah, this and that. They're sleeping on me and telling me you can't do this, you can't do that. I've been told that my whole life. You know, it's not gonna shake me now.
Good. Max is on a platform right now where he's taking on the biggest challenges. Not everybody is willing to do that, especially guys that have accomplished much as he has. You know, not too many guys are hungry to put their reputations and their legacy on the line and do that. Sure, when you're up and coming, you know what I mean, trying to make a name for yourself, everybody's willing to take risks, right? Because you have nothing to risk. Max has everything to risk, you know? He's still betting on himself all the way, you know what I mean, all in every single time, you know? Undeniable.
That's how you chase greatness, you know? I don't want to be one of those guys You start smelling the flowers too early, and you start seeing your retirement even earlier. This is just another fight, you know, 0-0 every time, and show the world who I am. The future, I mean, we see, just inspire a kid, especially a kid from Waianae or one of these towns where they're not supposed to be anything. So at the end of the day, if we can inspire the kids, inspire one kid, then I feel like I did my job.
You shouldn't even give up. Like, what is that? Like that, if you give up, you certified a loser. If you try, you at least a winner in your book.